Hey Tripsters, today I am here still in Beijing, and we're not under quarantine, but obviously things have developed since the last video that we had. I'm actually going out today to try and get some hot glue sticks, these hot glue sticks. I like to do a lot of crafting, and since I've had a lot of time on my hand, I've been crafting a lot. So I made a little windmill, and I'm working on a lighthouse. And I do a lot of crafting, little projects ever since I was young. I used to do these kinds of things. But I'm heading out to see if I can buy hot glue sticks, and I'll also talk a little bit about what's going on here in Beijing and kind of what Yvonne and I have been dealing with since the last video. It's been a while, like I said. We didn't really want to put out any videos because we weren't sure what was happening, and we weren't sure how this was developing, and we thought if we just kept putting out travel videos, we might be glossing over what's happening. But we've been pretty stable for the last 3 weeks. Nothing really crazy has happened in Beijing, so we're gonna put this video out. When I get back inside, Yvonne and I will both talk about kind of how our work has changed and kind of how our life has changed, and we'll put out this video, and then we're going to try and move on with our content. Since we're a travel channel, we'll probably put out some travel videos. We still have stuff from Taiwan when we went to Taiwan, and we still have some stuff from around China. We'll get those out for you guys, and we're going to try and continue to move forward with the channel. Hopefully we can get some stuff out and on a more regular schedule. It's just with this whole coronavirus, you know, COVID-19, it's been a little bit difficult and a little bit uncertain about what was going on, and I think things are kind of settling down, at least in China. Obviously outside of China, it seems to be the next wave, so to say, is happening. We look at Italy or we look at Iran, but we'll talk a little bit about that, and let's go see if I can actually get some glue sticks. These people are spraying everywhere. Get all the packages. Get the quieties, spray them down. It smells like bleach. So this little shop is open. This is like a pen shop, and it has all kinds of other things. This is normally where I buy stuff, so I'm gonna go in and see if we can actually get hot glue. Alright, so I struck out at my first store to get hot glue. She said she had it, but then when she went looking for it, she couldn't find it. There is one more store in the area what I think might sell this, but I don't know. But we'll go check it out. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, the COVID-19 seems to have spread. It seems that China has not contained it in Wuhan or in Hubei province, that it's actually now spreading outside of, you know, outside of China. It'll be interesting to see how the cases progress outside of China, because the WHO has been basically saying that the Chinese data has been correct and has been open and transparent, but there seems to be a lot of things not adding up, and there seems to be a lot of stuff coming out a bit slow, so it's unclear if the numbers are actually true. But now that there's cases happening in other countries like South Korea and Italy, we'll start to see kind of what the actual contagion rate is and how fast it's spreading, because there's no reason for those countries to hide the numbers. I think after the death of Dr. Li, there was a lot of anger here in China, especially from the Chinese on social media. They were calling for, you know, freedom of speech and freedom of the press and things like that, and that really scared the government, and so there's a real reason for them not to put out real numbers, because they don't want to show that they don't have control of this. So without getting too political or without getting too much into it, I think now in this new wave that we're seeing outside of China, we're gonna get more data and more information to see how bad this really is. I'm hoping that the numbers are true. I'm hoping that the WHO and the Chinese government is not lying. That would be great, because if they aren't, then the numbers are coming down and things are looking positive, which means that we can end up going back to work within, I don't know, maybe another 2 or 3 weeks. Especially my work, where they'll probably send me back before they send Yvonne back, because Yvonne's a teacher, and they've been really unclear about when teachers and schools are going to start back up. But for me, I might be able to go back next week. Not that I want to. I'm actually enjoying working from home. Like I said, I've been doing the crafting projects and I've been doing a lot of other stuff. But for the country, obviously, people need to get back to work. Everybody needs to go back to work, especially the factories, because if they don't get back to work, there's going to be shortages in the global supply chain, not just here in China, but all around the world. I was watching a report that said the ports in LA are going to have a 25% decrease in cargo ships from China, which is a lot of like stuff not getting to its destinations, and a lot of stuff's not being produced. So hopefully the numbers are correct, and hopefully things will start to recover and people will start to get back to work. The scare or the fear is that when people do, they were also saying about 80% of people don't even realize they have the disease, which is kind of obviously terrifying, because you could be talking to somebody or you could be spending time with somebody and they don't even know they're infected, and then that leads to you getting infected. That's literally how it spreads, community to community. But you know, we got to get back to work, so we'll see what happens in the next week. There's been a big push to maybe get people back in to the, I'm going by a hospital outside. You can see a guy behind me here in his little suit. Obviously, there's been a push to get people back into work because it's important. But one of the worrying things is the National Congress has been canceled, which is the meeting of all the top leadership here in China, and they've refused to meet over the fear of maybe this contagion getting into the top leadership, which is a little bit worrying because it shows that they don't have it maybe under control, or as much as they are claiming in the media, and so that kind of terrifies me. Look at my hair. I haven't had a haircut in like 3 months because of this thing. I was supposed to get one before Spring Festival, but I'm always slow about it, and now none of the barbershops are open, so my hair is out of control. Woo! Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. And like I said, when I get inside, I'll sit down with Yvonne and we'll talk a little bit more about how her work's going and kind of the things that she's dealing with. So when I was coming into this store, they gave me this little ticket. I guess they're counting how many people are in the store at one time. And this woman gave it to me here. So there's lots of little checkpoints like that where they check your temperature, and then they also maybe will give you a card to count how many people are going in. They're trying to control people in their movements. Over here, another checkpoint to go into that compound. So if you need to get into your house. Alright, so I just got out of that store like I was showing you when I came up and gave my ticket back. I was successful, kind of. I had to buy a whole new hot gun because my hot gun is got a bigger glue stick, and they were only selling the small glue sticks in there, like the thinner ones. The quieties aren't allowed to deliver inside of the apartment complexes anymore, so they're all here on the curb with your package, and you have to come out and get your package because they're not allowed inside. So the corners have become little drop-off spots in front of the gates. And yeah, even our water, like this guy's delivering water, we had to drag that all the way up to our apartment, which is actually pretty high. So I just got my temperature checked as I come in, and they've given us this little card that allows us to go in and out of our apartment because they're controlling who can go in and out. If you don't live here, if you don't have one of these cards, they make it more restrictive, meaning you have to actually register who you are at the gate, and of course have your temperature taken. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, a little worrisome, but it's also, they're doing this to try and, you know, identify anybody who's sick, and the sooner you identify them, the less likely they are to spread the disease. So this is what it's like now here in Beijing. At least we have a beautiful day. It's actually warm.
That is what it is like outside. But as Miguel mentioned, I've been teaching online now for a while. We're in week 6 at the moment. At the beginning it was quite hectic and a little chaotic because it was so new for everybody, like for the teachers, for parents, for kids. But now, as we've done this for a month, well, can you believe that? A month? It's become almost a new routine, and everybody is getting used to the procedures and the routines and the daily schedule.
Yeah, and so for my work, I do most of my stuff online because I'm a marketing manager and I do social media stuff. So I post videos, Facebook and on YouTube, and I help out making video content. So my work is going to go back, I believe. I'm going in one day this week, and I believe next week I'll probably be in 2 or 3 days, and it's kind of slowly, gradually bringing everybody back.
Yeah, for me, we still don't have a confirmed date. We will be starting some trainings on how to deal with the whole situation once we get back, what to do to make sure everything is clean and everybody can stay healthy, but we haven't received a set and fixed date yet.
Yeah, so as you can see, China is slowly getting back to some sense of normalcy, kind of. People are starting to go out again. People have been going into work and into the factories, and obviously the economy needs to restart. So people are slowly getting back. For us, Yvonne's going to be here for another
probably
2 weeks,
until
3
the end
weeks,
of the month.
Maybe the end of the month,
Yeah.
and then I will probably start going back to work. Like I said, I'll go in one day this week, and then probably start slowly going back. For everybody that's been affected by this, obviously in China and throughout the world now, our hearts go out to them. We hope that if you are affected, that you can recover in some sense of normalcy, can return to your life. Obviously, the people that have died, the family members that are left, are the ones that we're most concerned about. And our parents are also older. My parents are in their 70s, and your mom is in her 60s. So, it is worrisome that now it's spreading. There's more cases in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the United States, it's taking off. In my home state of Florida, there's already been 2 deaths. So we're watching it, and we're still worried. But for the channel, we're going to move forward.
Yes. We are not going to put any other videos out about this. We just want to move forward and bring some positivity back onto the channel. So I think one of our next videos will be maybe a video from our trip to Shanghai. Mm-hmm. We went to Disney a while back, and I think that's a good video to share with you next.
And then we have some stuff from Taiwan, like I said, that we'll put out. Unless something really changes here in Beijing, or with us, say work, or even, God forbid, we get sick, we'll do another video on this, but most likely this will be the last one. Unless something
something
extraordinary happens.
Yeah, something changes drastically.
Yeah. So thanks for watching this video. Obviously, show us some support in the comments. It always makes us feel good when we know that people are watching and like what we're doing. Hopefully the travel series will continue. We're a travel channel, so...
Yes, so if you like that and you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe as well, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye!
Bye-bye!